Hello and welcome to what in this day and age passes for a press launch, the unveiling of the new Triumph Speed Triple. It's the 1200 RS. This is an iconic bike and this one is an all new one. And when an iconic bike gets a makeover like that, it's always something we want to get a part of and we want to see what the details are. Before we go any further, I'm going to introduce the man who's here to help unveil the bike. This is Stuart Wood from Triumph Motorcycles. Stuart, this new Speed Triple RS, the headline figures are obviously the really exciting bit. It's 180 horsepower, 30 horsepower up, and sub 200 kilos now. What did it take to achieve that?
A lot of detail, effort. As you said, it's a completely new bike. So it's a completely new engine and a completely new chassis. Every nut and bolt and washer, okay? So it's given us the opportunity to reduce mass everywhere and to design an engine that had that intent to make that power, but to make it efficiently, cleanly, and with refinement.
So you touched a bit on it there. It's a new engine and a new chassis, so it really is an all new package.
Completely, yes, absolutely.
So really taking advantage of that kind of ground up redesign, like a blank sheet of paper, do everything right, not try and fix existing architecture.
No, we do everything right. You can get your architecture right. You know what you want. You know the package. We've gone for as a target quite an extreme sort of mass centralization process with the bike, whilst keeping it narrow at the centre. Okay, so if you look at the shape of the bike where the rider's sitting, you can get your feet to the ground easier, allows us to have a slightly higher seat. Everything works together. Having a stacked gearbox allows better mass centralization, allows you to have a narrower seat, more space to the pegs, more comfort. So as a road bike, you've got slightly more comfort now than previously. We've got a longer seat for more comfort. We've got wider bars for more control. Everything fits together. So what starts with detail for the engine gives you chassis benefits too. And then mass centralization gives you all that agility and precision with the handling.
1200cc, just shy of 180 horsepower. We're starting to get into the realms of superbike performance now. I'm sure you're bored to the back teeth of being asked this question, but are Triumph finally preparing to step into that market, or are they still, no, we make great road bikes and that's where we're stopping?
We make great road bikes. This is all about the Speed Triple, and this engine was designed for the Speed Triple, and I can't be drawn on anything else.
Coy as always. Perfect.
Have to be.
The Speed Triple, in its position, has always been a road bike. It's never tried to be a race bike, it's never tried to be a track bike. Has this bike retained that despite the extra performance? Has it still kept that kind of true road poise?
Absolutely. This was the intention from day one with the new design. It is a road bike, okay? Everything that you love about a Speed Triple, you've still got. You've got the torque, response, sort of intuitive throttle response, intuitive handling, but you've got more of everything. So the bike performs better, it handles better, it's got more ground clearance, it's got a lot more power and a lot more acceleration. So when you take that mass and the extra power, it's much quicker.
Triumph touches a lot on the Moto2 DNA in this thing, and you know, without just treading the corporate line, how much has that project actually fed back into these engines?
Okay, well, we've got a different setup to most people who may have, most manufacturers may have a race team. The team that's designing the production bikes production engines would design the race engine. So they're going through all of the steps that you'd want to go through to absolutely maximize performance with an engine to produce your Moto2 engine. So reducing friction, improving gas flow, improving combustion, and then bringing that learning back to the road engines immediately. There's no wait for the person to finally move from the race team into a production team. They're the same teams. So that cross-linking of understanding is really, really important. And when you think we've gone the other way as well, where we've taken the Moto2 engine, derived that into the Daytona 765 engine, which then wasn't just a race engine, it was a bike that had 6,000 miles service interval. Okay, you haven't got technicians changing the oil every few sessions. You know, you've got a bike that someone wants to use every day, or track day every time they use it, and we have to cover both. So we've got you have that crossover of skills and understandings, where designing the race engine helps the road engine. Taking that race engine to the road also helps us understand controlling the performance and producing durable motorcycles.
Going back a few years, I've known you a while, Stuart.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me a story about the first speed triple, if you will,
Okay.
back in the day when, was it not you that put naked bars and clip-ons and stuff on a Triumph sports bike before they existed?
It was sort of the other way around. It was my first Trident in '92, which was built with all the Daytona running gear.
Yeah.
And it was basically a speed triple. It was the first speed triple. But it was fairly quiet. It was just my bike.
It was just out the back
It
door.
was my bike, but it was an obvious thing to do. It's what everybody wanted. Anybody who loved riding was absolutely captivated by the three-cylinder, the character of the triple, and absolutely loved the way that in a naked bike worked on the road. But we all wanted the maximum performance we could get, and we wanted the best kit on the bike we could get, and that's how I built my bike. So, you know, it was an obvious thing to do. That's what we wanted to do. So, and the Speed Triple has always had that feel, always had that character. It's the bike you want on the road. You want all the top sports performance componentry, fabulously strong engine with genuine control and comfort for the road, yeah, which allows you to absolutely exploit the bike and to enjoy it to its maximum.
This is now a high-spec naked road sports bike. It has Öhlins suspension, front and rear, which to you and I, we go, brilliant.
Yep.
It's got Öhlins, we're happy.
Yep.
These days, people are kind of asking where's the electronic suspension on bikes that come out without electronic suspension. I have my own views on that, but what were your views in deciding to not go with electronic semi-active suspension?
It was considered, obviously. There's such a focus on mass reduction with this bike. We knew the electronics would add mass. We also stay very, very close to customers and potential customers and ask them what they want on a speed triple. And it wasn't something that they wanted to improve their ride. We're only going to add technology, we're only going to add componentry if it makes the bike better for our customers and riders, okay, for the way they want to use the bike. So for us, it was quite an easy decision. It's fabulous suspension. You can tune this to do whatever you want. It's comfortable, it's controlled on the road. You can, just with the clickers, you can adjust this to be a real track day weapon. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic. It controls and contains all that extra performance, the torque and the power. What's not to love? It is the right suspension for this bike.
So rather than have a package where the bike does adjust itself while you're riding, what you've gone for is something that has the scope to adjust everything, but retains some simplicity and the lightweight to keep the weight down for you.
No, absolutely. And the proof of this is obviously in the riding. Can't wait for you to ride it and see what you actually think.
Same.
But we think we think it's the real deal. It is a road-focused motorbike, but you wouldn't know that if you took it on a track.
And I have to say this because some people might know this. I used to work at Triumph. I actually worked on the Street Triple engine teams and chassis teams, and there was always this rivalry in the office between the Street Triple guys and the Speed Triple guys, and over the years it went back and forth which was the quickest around the test track, which right. The development centre found could put the best lap times out. So I have to ask, Speed Triple or Street Triple, which is the current lap record holder?
Speed Triple.
Speed Triple.
Speed Triple. We think with what we've got now, you're not taking away any of the character of a Speed Triple. You're not taking away that torque, response, character at the bottom end. You're just adding more, okay? So we think this is going to appeal to more people, and this would be a great bike to have a Speed Triple after a Street Triple. You're just now going to have more of what you love, okay? Before, there was very definitely a choice whether you had a Speed Triple or a Street Triple. Now, this is just a natural progression.
Obviously, when a new bike's launched, a manufacturer takes great joy in bringing us a big catalogue full of shiny bits that we can then, after we've bought our new bike, spend more money on. And there's almost always an accessory exhaust in there. Now, Stuart, you've already touched on the fact that this bike was designed to not need so much work in the exhaust system to get it clean, to get it through emissions. There's no aftermarket exhaust in the accessory catalogue. Why?
It's really very simple. With homologation requirements, if we offer you an aftermarket exhaust, we can't offer you more performance. Okay? And what we wanted to do was to optimize the performance for the bike that you bought. We've evolved this bike further. The exhaust system has been designed to aid with the mass centralization. So we've come away from the twin exhaust, which was a signature for previous generation speed triples, but this is actually more of a revolution than an evolution. Definitely speed triple, but we have taken the opportunity to bring that mass all towards the center of the bike. It still sounds fantastic. That character and the feel and the 3-cylinder engine sounds absolutely glorious. And do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Should we do that?
Yeah, perfect. Let's fire it up. Still sounds fantastic. See, now you're just teasing me.
Yeah, it's not going to be long. We'll be out on them soon.
So, one final question. The street triple, the speed triple, that naked Triumph iconic motorcycle has always been a little bit of a hooligan bike. It's brought out the child in all of us. This is obviously much more modern bike than those early speed triples were. Much more refined, much more civilized package in terms of traction control, ABS. Is it still a bit naughty?
We're all a little more grown up.
Allegedly.
From the 90s, but we're all a little more grown up. However, you've still got all that character, all that feel. This will make you smile. This is about having fun. It's an incredibly well controlled package. It doesn't rely on electronics to control it. They're there in the background, okay? They're not obtrusive at all. You want to be controlling your motorbike and actually riding it the way you want to ride it. Yes, it's fun. Euphemism maybe, but it is fun to ride. It's a fabulous motorcycle, and I say it's got all that history behind it, and it's the best speed triple that we've ever built.
The best speed triple that Triumph has ever built. I, for one, cannot wait to put that theory to the test.